The wordsmiths working on the Cambridge Dictionary don't seem to be all clued up, Laurence, when it comes to science, because they've updated its definition of a woman to include, quote, anyone who identifies as female, regardless of their sex at birth. So I wanted to point out to you, Laurence, this letter from a group of peers to the Times newspaper addressing the controversy. And they say, we would like them to ponder and perhaps publicly explain how it is possible to, quote, live as female. Is it a matter of doing housework, wearing high heels? The implication that there is a way to live as female is patronising, regressive and a sexist trope that women have fought long to overcome. So, Laurence, this was a very intelligent response, I thought, to this really disturbing decision by the Cambridge Dictionary to start literally changing the meaning of some of our most common words to appeal to the woke agenda.
Well, I mean, isn't it interesting, Dan, that, you know, the suffrage movement fought for years to get the vote for, you know, and bearing in mind that the working class man didn't have the vote that much before that, that we're now again being run by a bunch of beta males who think that by stamping on the rights of women, stamping on the existence of women and changing dictionary definitions is going to make in any way any difference whatsoever. It isn't. You can change the definition as much as you want, but what you do when you destroy words and the meaning of words is you stop people being able to use them correctly and you encourage them to use other methods to get their point across. And that's how dangerous the manipulation of language is. If you stop people using words, they will use other means to make their points.
No, indeed. And the point is we should be able to rely on the Cambridge Dictionary. I think that's what's so disturbing, isn't it? It's a bit like Elon Musk making the very fair point that we can't trust Wikipedia. And I've known that for a long time. But most of the public think if you go to something on Wikipedia, you're getting a fair and balanced encyclopedic definition or explanation of a word or a person or whoever it happens to be. And in fact, it's totally fixed, Laurence. You can't trust much in Wikipedia either.
I think the internet is inherently untrustworthy because, you know, they're wiping out films from the internet. They're deboosting any sort of opinion which is not right on and woke. But it's the sign of a desperate person who is losing the battle of freedom of speech, which is what they're doing. And they cannot control the internet ultimately, and they cannot control the meaning of the word woman. And you can change what you think in the online dictionary version of the word woman, but every single woman alive today knows what she is. And it's not some man in a wig calling himself Jane, which is going to change the way that people think in this world. But the problem is, culturally, we have an issue. And the issue is that we don't believe in freedom of speech anymore. And unless we start believing in freedom of speech, and that's an appeal to the left, by the way, not an appeal to the right, because the right have always believed in freedom of speech, then we need to, we're going to have mega problems. And this is the very beginning.